I've got one of my Christmas mugs and my new sweatshirt on. It says all I want to do is drink coffee, build an empire, and sleep. It was so comfy. Okay, I seriously considered not doing this subject because I was afraid of leaving people out. The reality is, if I'm going to do 20 videos a month, there are going to be some videos that may not apply to every single person. And I really think that there is a way that you can take this message and use it in a way that is relevant for you and your situation. Had my vanilla latte this morning. It is so good. All right. This subject has come up because as I was working on my Hot Cocoa with Dawni class for kids, I had so many parents that I was, asking questions of and talking to about what they felt like their kids and teens needed. And the parents in turn kept asking me the same question over and over and over. So that's the question we're going to address today. And the question was, how do you think that I can best help my child? And of the people that I talk to, their kids are different ages, everywhere between toddlers and adults. And I've actually been asked this question many times over the years. And my answer is coming from a lot of different places, but the main place it's coming from is what I have heard the kids say in my one-on-one sessions. Now, I already did a video, right, about what kids have told me, so we don't need to get into that again. But as I've really, really, truly been racking my brain and wanting so much to partner up with parents and helping their kids and teens, here's what I see. The very best thing that all of us can do for our kids, and you guys also truly our spouses, our life partners, the very best thing we can do for them is to get as healthy as possible ourselves, okay? As healthy as possible, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And before we go any further with this, I want you to ask yourself this question. What would be different for you in your life if your parents had done that? And there may be a couple of you, actually, I'm one of these people whose parents did do that. And a lot of it maybe didn't take effect until I was a little older. It still helped. But how could it have helped me more if it had happened when I was very small? So I want you to look at your kids' ages. And say like you have an 8-year-old. I want you to go back to your life at 8 years old and ask yourself the question, how would things have been different for me if both my mother and father had gotten themselves as healthy as possible, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? And I want you to really sit with this question, and not from a place of shaming our parents. We all know my Dawniism. We don't have to shame our parents to do a better job than they did. But from a place of understanding what a difference it could make. When you put yourself in the child position here, then it's easier to come back into the parent position, understanding and realizing what a difference it could make. Because when I would say this, when I would give this answer to the parents, I could feel some pushback. I could feel some resistance from some of the parents. I would say even most of the parents. And not because they didn't want to get healthy, but because they didn't really truly believe that it would make that big of a difference. It's like Well, my daughter's 14 now. What difference is it going to make? And then I'm going to ask you to go back to when you were 14 and ask yourself, what if your mom and dad had both gotten as healthy as possible at that point in your life? What difference would that have made? Because that's the difference we're talking about for your kids. So there are a couple of reasons for this. One, the healthier you are, the less your children worry about you and the more that they can come into the center of their own lives and their own experience. They can have the, time and energy and wherewithal to work on their own issues when they're not worried about us as their parents. So that's definitely one. We've already covered that. But here's the biggest one I see. When you are doing your very, very best in your own life, you become a credible voice for your children. So, let's give the example. If you're going to tell your, 16-year-old that they need to eat better and get more sleep and take better care of themselves, but then you're a chain smoker, then that 16-year-old's going to look at you and go, you don't get to tell me about health when you're a chain smoker. The healthier we are, the more credible, and you know what I mean by healthy, okay? I'm not trying to trigger anyone here. You know what I mean as you can be, and that you're working towards that. None of this is, one more person shaming you for not being perfect. Hell no. Oh my word, you guys, I'm the furthest thing from perfect. But the more that we know that we're doing our best, the more comfortable we feel asking our children to do their best. And the more credible our voices become to our children. So you get the double benefit. You get the benefit of the kids, trusting you, like not worrying about you, like knowing you're okay, and knowing that they can kind of put their attention and their priority on themselves. But then you really get the benefit of becoming a respected and credible voice for them. As you give them guidance, think about those ages, you guys. Think about being 10. Think about being 12, 15, 18. And how desperately you needed credible guidance from people that you really trusted and that you saw were doing what they were asking you to do, that they were doing in their own lives. Even for those of us who have adult children, how am I going to tell my grown daughter what to give her advice or some guidance in her marriage if I am in an unhealthy relationship myself? Right? So this was really brought home to me the other day by my own child, my little Trinity, when she said to me, Mom, every adult I know is a hypocrite. Whoa, well, that was a strong statement. And I said, okay, tell me why you feel that way. She said, because I constantly see adults asking children to do things that they're not doing, or asking children to stop doing things that they're doing. And you guys, out of the mouth of babes, they notice. They really, really do. So as I'm here doing everything in my power to help kids and teens have these empowered lives, those of us who are parents, we have a lot of say here. But we have a lot of say when we're doing our part. Now, think about this for those who may not have children, but who have, life partners. Same thing. How do we ask our husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, right? Our life partners to shift something they're doing when we have things that we are not working on, that we're not even addressing. For those of us that are coaches or, therapists or energy healers or teachers or anything, how do we ask our students or our clients to make changes that we're not willing to change? It's even one of the 4 agreements. For those of you who have read the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, it's the 4th agreement, right? Always do the best you can. And for those of you who have not read it, it is a total life-changing book. Definitely one of my top 10 books in my whole entire life, which is saying something. So how do we do it, right? It goes back to my idea of fearless inventory, of looking at the things that we know that we need to be working on and taking those on in a powerful way. And I don't know about you, but knowing that it will bless my kids' lives is a huge incentive for me. At times when I was not willing to really do it for myself out of a place of just sheer self-love, really getting in touch with how it would benefit my kids, and mostly through hearing other people's kids speak about it, extremely motivating. And you guys are good parents. I know you are. I know so many of you personally. And I'm really proud of the work that you're doing, and all of us, definitely including me, can do better. So, for those of you willing to take it on, what I'm asking you to do is think of at least one thing you can do to improve your health in one of those areas. And if you really want to take it on, choose one thing in each one of those areas. And just ask yourself, what can I do to increase my health in this way or in these ways? Write it down. Get detailed about the game plan, the action plan. So I'm going to share with you guys what I'm taking on, and I hope that's okay. I hope it's okay that we're in this together, because that's sort of the whole idea. If you need a guru, I am so not your person. If you need someone who is way up here, I am probably not your person. The good news is I'm much better than I used to be, but I love being in this journey with you. So here's what I'm taking on, and it makes me feel, to even talk about it. Not because I'm afraid to be vulnerable in front of you wonderful people, but because it is a heavy one for me, and it's one I've struggled with my whole life. But I'm actually taking on my finances. It was interesting to see Trinity get money for her birthday and to waffle back and forth between spending it at the dollar store or putting it aside for the car she's saving for. And I thought I have not been a good example for Trinity of financial security or even financial responsibility. So I have got to get my finances in order, even know exactly where I stand. I've got some work to do there for real. And so I'm taking that on. That is what I'm taking on with this one. So I can, at the very least, talk to her about those things without being a complete hypocrite. All right. I would love for you to share what you're taking on. And for those of you who do not have children or maybe even a spouse, please look at where this can benefit you in your life. Is it with your clients? Is it with your students? Is it with your coworkers? Where can you be a force for good because you're getting healthier in your life? Please share with us. I love hearing your stories. I'm so proud of you. You guys are my heroes. May your coffee be strong and your life be blessed. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. And if you would be interested in working with me further, you can check out DawniAngel.com. I would love to come speak to your group, come to your business to do a training, be on your podcast, my personal favorite, or even work with you one-on-one.